Hey there, welcome back, and as always, thanks for tuning in. Today we're diving deep into the import module and walking you through how to get your data into Match Data Pro. I've already set up my project, so let's jump right into the import process. Here, we can easily see the total number of records I can import per project. If you need a higher limit, you can either contact sales or upgrade your subscription. Let's get started by clicking the Add Data Source button. On the Options page, we can name our data source and choose a format. Match Data Pro supports a variety of formats, including files, databases, cloud databases, API connections, and even data from previous projects. Starting with files, we can manually upload formats like Excel, CSV, TXT, JSON, Parquet, and zip files. Zip files are a great option if you need to upload multiple files at once or if you're working with large data sets. Since zip files compress data, they help reduce upload times and improve efficiency. For this first example, I'll import a zip file that contains two different file formats. I'll name my data source and select the simple import option. Now we can see both files have been added to our import list. While that's processing, let's go ahead and import another set of data. This time we're going to import an Excel file, but with a couple of extra steps. We'll enable the auto run option for data profiling and use the advanced import option. On the advanced import screen, we have more control over our data. We can select or deselect sheets from the Excel file, rename columns, and even remove any columns we don't need. Once we've made our changes, we simply click Import. And just like that, we're redirected back to the import list. This time, let's import data from a database. Match Data Pro supports multiple database types, including MySQL, MS SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and MongoDB. Since they all follow the same process, we'll use SQL Server for this demonstration. Here, we can enter our database credentials, and to save time, we can save and load credentials for future imports. If we're unsure of the database name, no problem. We can simply click the Fetch DB list to display a drop-down with all available databases. Once we select one, we're ready to move forward. On the next screen, we'll see all the tables available in our selected database, and we can choose one or more to import. If we need more control, we can also create a custom SQL query to pull specific data using joins and parameters. Plus, we can save and load SQL queries for future use. Once our query is defined, we click Run to preview the data before importing. When we're satisfied with the results, we hit Import, and just like that, our new data source is added to the import list. Next, let's import data using one of our cloud connectors. This allows us to import the same file types as the file import, but directly from Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive. This method is actually recommended for file imports, since it allows you to refresh the data source and bring in updated records from your cloud storage. For this example, we'll use the Google Drive connector. Simply enter a valid URL and click Import. If this is your first time using the connector, you'll be prompted to authenticate your account with the corresponding cloud service. This step only needs to be done once, and all future imports will skip this step. Once authenticated, paste the valid share link from your Drive file. You can get this by right-clicking the file, selecting Share, and copying the share URL. Just make sure the file is either owned by you or shared with your Google Drive account, so Match Data Pro can access it. After clicking Import, the process will begin, and you'll see your data source appear in the import list. And just like that, you're all set. Now, let's take a look at the Snowflake Cloud Database connector. To get started, we'll need to enter a few key details: Snowflake account, username, password, database name, and schema. You can find all of this information directly in your Snowflake account. For the username and password, just use the same credentials you use to log into Snowflake. For the account name, go to Admin, then Accounts in the left-hand menu. Hover over Account and copy the first part of the URL, everything after HTTPS and 2 forward slashes and before .snowflake. Next, for the database and schema, go to Data, then Databases, where you'll find the database name and schema. Be sure to enter the schema exactly as it appears. It's case sensitive. Once we've entered everything, we click Import. The process is very similar to other database imports. We can choose to import one or more tables, write a custom SQL query, or even rename or remove columns before finalizing the import. After clicking Import, we're redirected back to the data source list. And just like that, our Snowflake data source starts importing. Now, let's import data from an API. Match Data Pro allows you to import JSON data from any public API. All you need is the API URL. Just make sure it's reachable, then paste it into the link field. From here, you can choose between simple import or advanced import, follow the steps, and once you're done, your new data source will be added to the list and start downloading automatically. Finally, we can import data from other projects we've created. Simply select the project you want to pull data from. Click Import, choose one or more data sources, and click Import again. That's it. Your data source will now appear in the list, ready to go. Thanks for joining us in this video to learn about Match Data Pro imports. I hope you found it helpful. I look forward to seeing you next time.